Evening, everyone. Welcome to Horror and Hooch. I am Jade Astral. I am here tonight with Kay Bly and also Desiree. We are excited tonight. We will be discussing the Masters of Horror. We're talking about R.L. Stein, Tim Burton, Stephen King, also George Romero. So before we get into that, I want to go ahead and get the ingredients for tonight's drink. Desiree?
Hola. So tonight we are having a brandy sour. Something simple, but when I think about the Masters of Horror, I always think about them like struggling to create these things, and you need a strong drink when you're struggling. So, what we got tonight is gonna start with your favorite cognac. I have the Ciroc VS. I also like the Noir King, but tonight we're going with the Ciroc because I ain't busted that open yet. You also need some fresh lemon juice. So I got my lemons here. You're gonna need a lemon rind for your garnish. And a little bit of simple syrup, which again I'm lazy, y'all. I didn't make my own tonight. That's
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot, sometimes it's all right to make them little corners, cut them little corners, you know what I'm saying? I just don't have my scissors tonight because it's ill advised to have those out while I'm drinking alcohol, so I put those up.
yes.
We want to
Take
do a
it
little
first.
something special for y'all as we start to get into Horror Fest. Because, once October hits, what AMC, Freeform, it's
Hulu
another
even
channel.
had something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah,
getting
it's
these
like
nice points.
Halloween. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, everybody has their little version of Fright Fest in the month of October. So we wanted to go ahead and start the month off by celebrating our favorite masters of horror and our favorite movies that'll probably be coming on this month from our favorite masters of horror.
Yes. So before we go into details about who's our favorite, Desiree, can we go ahead and mix this drink up?
Yay! All right.
Yes.
So you guys, we are going to start with our shaker. A little ice in there. Can y'all see that? And everything is going in the shaker. It's a real simple make tonight.
Okay.
So for your cognac, you need about an ounce and a half. So I'm gonna measure that out here. Y'all know I don't usually like to measure, but these cognac openings ain't good for spouts. So got an ounce and a half for your cognac. You need to do about 2/3 ounce of the fresh lemon juice. You can eyeball that. More if you like a little bit more sour. And then about a teaspoon of the simple syrup, which I'm just gonna give it a good squirt. That's just to take the edge off. And then you guys want to shake that really good. All right, all right. Always see a little frosty on the outside. And then I got a cute little coupe glass, my little sour glass here. Just the right size. And we're gonna strain that on in there. So y'all can
Mm-hmm.
see that.
Mm-hmm.
That lemon juice smells so good, y'all. And then you garnish it with a beautiful lemon round. And you have your brandy sour for the night.
Mm.
Now mine's a little light skinned because y'all already know what happened.
She added a little
Yeah, you like a
fizz.
little fizz, but see, when it comes to me, I'm gonna say tonight, Kima, K Bly, I did the same thing. I got a little fizz, but see, I like the dark skin.
You trying to take the strong out the strong.
Hey, it was good
But it's
though.
straight though.
Oh yeah, that's what it's like. It's good.
It's straight.
So tonight we're talking about the Masters of Horror, and I'm gonna be honest. There's like prerequisites to every course in life, and I feel as though there's a prerequisite for kids and those young adults before you get into the nitty gritty of those Masters of Horror. So the two that I chose to discuss tonight is Tim Burton and R.L. Stein. So obviously one of my favorite movies from Tim Burton is Edward Scissorhands. As a kid, just having that little creep factor about myself, I felt like an outcast a little bit. Even though I was social, I still had my like introverted like type side to myself. And I felt like Edward Scissorhands sometimes. Like I was just made, you're very unique. No one really knows where I come from or understands me and my language or how I'm trying to communicate. So like I kind of connected with Edward Scissorhands as well as Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice. Also some of the things that Tim Burton has directed, like even though this isn't horror, but recently Alice in Wonderland, which is one of my favorites. I really like to look at movies through the vision and eye lens of Tim Burton. So I wanted to ask you ladies, are there any favorite movies or anything that he's directed that you all like?
So I'm already wearing my favorite, like you said, Nightmare Before Christmas. But I
Yes.
am going to give an honorable mention to one that most people don't know nothing about. Sweeney Todd is
Oh,
the
I love
dopest,
it.
I have
dopest
not seen that one.
ever.
I
The
have
meat
not seen that
pies.
one.
Do not eat the meat pies.
Don't eat the meat pie. And we all was feeling Joanna. Like every
Yeah.
time that man sang that song, I was like, yes. But
Yes, I felt his sorrow.
those are my two favorites. I think right now they changed so much, but right now,
Yeah, the thing about Tim Burton, though, if you're a true fan, you'll see like the Easter eggs along the way. Like, for an example, with Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride, those characters look similar.
very.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
also the actors and actresses that play in his movies. Like, for example, him and Johnny Depp are best friends. The lady
They
that
look
normally
nothing
plays along
alike.
Yeah, the ladies that lady that normally plays along with Johnny Depp, that played the Queen of Hearts. She also played on Sweeney Todd. Like she and Alice in Wonderland. Well, I just said Queen of Hearts, but anyway, she's also Tim Burton's wife. So it's all a big connect, like a little community, and I really like that aspect because that's how I feel about horror and Hooch and Fifth Wall, Fifth Column, and those that we also connect with on the outside sources is we're just a big community.
What my favorite of his I would have to say Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I used to y'all do y'all remember the cartoon that used to come on Saturday mornings? And that's the only old heads know about this.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
with the
it.
dance, yes.
Yep. I don't know why I don't even know why. I don't even think I guess I'm like this with all Tim Burton's movies. It's like borderline. I halfway don't understand what the concept is, but I still watch it anyway.
And it's the creep factor, really. Like that's what
Yeah,
I like about it.
It's
Um,
very.
whimsical. There's the word.
That's it.
yes, but emo at the same time.
And macabre, I would describe him as.
That worked.
Yeah.
It really does. So
Did
this
he do
whole
did he
month of
do Coraline or was that somebody else?
Um, I
October,
believe Coraline was Guillermo. Let me check.
I'm about to say check that. I don't want to say that was him, but he had the same like style.
Yeah, that's all. I was just like the style kind of looked a bit um similar. So I don't know.
Honestly, the entire month of October, I kind of like dedicated to Tim Burton. Like my main like Halloween costume. I'm not gonna say anything, but I know you two know. But yeah, still has to deal with Tim Burton.
Oh, I was all wrong. It's Henry Selick.
Okay, he must have been inspired by Tim Burton because his style is similar.
He had to have been.
The other prerequisite that I want to talk about is R.L. Stein.
Oh,
Honestly, if you were like a true geek and nerd for that type of thing as a kid, you probably had the entire collection. Like, I think my favorite was the Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Like,
Really,
that is my.
of all his stories.
I don't know. I think it's because of the fact that nobody would think they were really doing the thing. And the poor kids was like, it's not me, it's not me. And the neighbor is just a very anal about everything. So I don't know. It kind of like reminded me of certain parts of my childhood that it's like I didn't do it, but I would get in trouble for it. So that's why it freaked me out. Cause I'm the one to always be called like, did you do this?
Well, because you was doing stuff.
That doesn't mean it was always me.
of all his stories, you pick the gnome story. Of course. Let me
What's your
see.
favorite?
I like Slappy.
He is such a character.
He
And
is.
he was like one of the most known, I guess.
Yeah. But did you
And he was in,
like the books where you could choose your path? Like that was another favorite I like.
I did love those,
but I
but
would
they
have
just
like
crazy.
4 or 5 bookmarks in one book.
Because you
Trying to
kept
go
going back
back
like,
and forth to figure out which one's the best life to choose when that's
Like
not
y'all
really
ain't gonna kill
reality.
me on the next page.
"Right."
But
So I'm gonna stay
that
with
was a
that.
very creative way to make books more fun.
True. And made you read thoroughly. Like you
Mhm.
seriously would go back and
And read them more
read
than
to
once,
see
yeah.
which one outcome. So that was very
And
reinforcing.
to be able to see them on TV. If you guys actually look back at some of the old episodes of Goosebumps, you'll see like actors now when they were
Yes,
younger.
girl, Ryan. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me
Did
stop.
she just
I'm
fangirl
freaking
on
out.
us?
Hey,
But no.
like Kayla, I know what I'm talking about when she posted that daggone video of Ryan and Justin Timberlake singing what song?
Ooh, they were singing Jodeci.
Yes. So I'm just saying, like, I really was a fan and still is a fan. Like, one of my favorite movies, if I'm not mistaken the name, because we've already been drinking this nice drink. I think it's Driver that Ryan
Mhm.
did.
Yes.
That's my favorite so far out of all his movies.
What? No. No.
Yes. Yes.
No. No.
He didn't even have to
No.
talk. He didn't even have to talk, and his demeanor came straight across the screen. You
Well,
can't
that was
deny
the
that.
problem, and that's why I fell asleep on it.
But I mean, that means
One
you
at a
lame.
time.
I'm just playing.
Anywho,
I love you. So
so
Desiree,
our
what's the
next
next?
master of horror, um, Stephen King, which is why I am dressed like Harry.
Yes. Um, before I jump into Stephen King, sidebar, we were talking about Coraline. Henry Selick did the producing for Nightmare Before Christmas with Tim Burton. So
Ah,
that's
Oh,
what
ah,
it
that's why.
mm-hmm.
um, Google say you
I
like.
said that
Um,
community is tight knit.
but yes, Stephen King. So Stephen King is my favorite master of horror, and he is kind of dubbed the master of horror because he started out as a writer. Most people think, oh, he has all these movies, but I'm gonna say about 90% of his movies were books first.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Or matter of fact, probably all the things that are movies were books first. And it all started with Miss Carrie over here, way back in 1974. Um, Carrie was published in 1974, and then it became a movie in 76, and that was his first major book, as well as his first major movie.
Y'all, that
Um,
movie did not scare until the very end. I don't know why it took me so many years to maybe see the very end of the movie when the girl popped her hand back up out of the grave. I don't know how that got me. Like it's like I feel like I watched that movie for years, and then one time I watched it and I watched that part, and
Uh-huh.
I was freaked out.
I think the part that freaked me out the most was the blood. Like when they really poured the blood on her. That
Oh, and
freaked
the
me out.
bucket hit Buddy head.
that's what
Well,
I'm saying. But I don't know. I was hyped for Carrie on. When she started slamming them doors and revenge began, I
what?
was like, yes, boo, get them. Because
Yeah,
at the
I
end of
was.
the day, it was like a bullying story. Like, why y'all do that girl
It
like that?
was. It was. I wasn't really mad at her for all of that. They shouldn't have been picking on her. And who got enough time to go to a slaughterhouse, find some pigs, drain the pigs, take
Correct the
the bucket
blood.
of blood with you, put it on
Hateful.
a rope, tie it up. Like who
Hateful.
hates somebody that much to do that?
Kids ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing to do with their lives.
What question about that goes along with Carrie. What was the name of the movie that Drew Barrymore played as, where she was able to control fire. Like,
Firestarter.
okay, isn't that Stephen King as well?
I do believe so.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I
I
think
feel
that's
like it is.
interesting how he
Um,
used that type of power in both of those. Where it's like, even though she's starting fire, she's doing it with like, what would you consider that? Telekinesis? Is that what it is?
hmm
Yeah,
Oh, and
yeah.
with fire, it's pyrokinesis.
Pyro.
Pyrokinesis, yeah.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah. So he had tons of hits. Like you wouldn't. The list goes on. We've done it. Y'all know we've done it. The Shining, which has
Yes.
a sequel. Doctor Sleep, which is actually coming out
hmm
end of this year or beginning of next year. I can't remember release date, but I know I saw
This
the
year.
previews.
Yes,
Um, yeah, he's done miniseries on TV. One of my favorites was Rose Red. Do y'all remember Rose Red?
I do.
Yes,
I
I do
do.
remember
Yes.
it.
Love
'Cause it
Rose
was
Red.
like 3 parts, 3 or 4 parts to it. And
Yes,
you seriously had
hmm
to be ready to tune in whenever it came on.
Yes.
yeah,
I,
and it
I
was
think
long.
I remember watching that with my mom. Every time Stephen King had a little special, we was there. You know what? Walmart carded me for trying to buy Stephen King movies.
Are you serious?
Girl, bye. When I was, and that's the thing, when I was in the fifth grade, sixth grade, Mama was passing me her Stephen King books and she finished them. So that's kind of what got me hooked was the books. And then when I realized everything was coming into movies, I was like, oh, we gotta read these long ass books no more. We should watch the
Ah!
movies.
But the
And
books honestly had like more detail than some of the
they
movies.
do. The
hmm
books be this
You
thick,
know,
y'all.
but
Stephen
it's
King
worth
don't like
it.
no words. Never. But he is amazing. And then he has movies that people don't even realize are Stephen King, like Shawshank Redemption. That's Stephen King.
Yes.
The Green Mile. That's Stephen King. People be like, oh, these are some of my favorites. I don't even know they Stephen King movies because they're not scary, but they still
hmm
great.
How did y'all feel
So
about Jared's game?
I watched that. Was it on Netflix or somebody?
The
It's
net
either
yeah,
Netflix or Hulu.
isn't it Netflix? Y'all know what?
Okay.
The part that tripped me out was the creature, the dude, the weird
The
dude.
real guy.
Yeah.
They came in at night.
Yes, and he was just standing there watching her. He came in multiple nights.
Exactly. He came in
Yeah,
a couple of times.
I didn't
He
understand his
thought she was
purpose, but
hallucinating.
I did too. I thought she was crazy. But yeah.
Man. But he came in because he smelled death, and that's what he would do. Like he would basically rape dead bodies, you know. It was
Yeah, because then he
crazy.
was doing the news after the fact or something like that. I remember
Yeah, he
that.
had a trial. They arrested him, and she came in all bold and gutsy. Like I forgot what she said to him because she realized that he was for real. Like she
Yeah.
actually got to face a real monster because she had so many monsters in her life. And I think the reason why they like stuck out to me is because sometimes people think that monsters have to be something that looks scary or unfamiliar. Majority of the time, it's someone or something that you're familiar with.
Ooh, it's like Silver Bullet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The pastor that was the werewolf.
The
That's
whole
right.
time.
Yeah. I
That
literally
was
have to watch that one every October. I have to watch Silver Bullet. I have to watch Thinner. That's
yes. Children of the Corn.
And Lost Boys. That's
Lost
my favorite.
Boys. Yes, that definitely one of my top favorite vampire movies is The Lost Boys. Especially, I don't know, I guess it's because it's so funny that the younger brother was trying to protect his big brother, even though his brother was
Yeah.
the one that was the vampire. Like
But he
he was trying to like I'm gonna do everything I can to like protect him and my family instead of like he could have ran away and been scared, but like he was like the hero and he didn't really have to be because I probably would have just.
But you know who was the real hero though, Kima? K Bly, who was the real hero? Think about it.
Grandpa,
Grandpa.
grandpa.
Grandpa already knew what time it was. He already knew his daughter was dating a vampire. He already knew.
He did, he came in with his little slick comments at the end.
I mean, Grandpa came through. And the other thing too, Grandpa was smoking that chifa and all. I mean, just get.
I'm gonna be one of them old folks. I'm gonna get old and gangster. Like I'm smoke my blunt, get on
What
folks'
you
nerves.
gonna
I'm
do?
gonna now. But when I get old, I'm gonna be rolling papers,
Okay.
chilling.
You're gonna be so old, what they gonna do? I'd rather let that be my medicine than what they got going on in these pills. I'll say that.
Be like, I am here for what? Oh, what is the Cujo?
Let
Oh
me
my
tell you
God.
about Cujo. Y'all know this man was in a drunken stupor the entire time he wrote Cujo. He admittedly said he does not remember writing most of Cujo.
See?
This is
He
why I
be
love Stephen King.
yes. Like he tell you the truth about everything. He ain't nothing but a little him. And he know it. That's why like when we were talking about it, and honestly, I think it's more than just Mikey that he showed a part of his own persona in. I think he probably showed a part of each character. Each character probably have a piece within himself because of how deep he is with his writing.
You're right. And that would be a good way to express and kind of develop characters is kind of like by putting yourself in them. That's what they said about Jordan Peele in Us. The Winston Duke's character. There was like that's him. And if you think about it, think about
Yeah,
the
I
way he
think so
talked
too.
during the movie. Think about his little glasses. You're kind of like, okay, Jordan might have kind of wrote himself in here a little bit with this character. That's why he had like the cheesiness to him.
Yeah.
That because he was corny.
that was that was creative. Um, George Romero. He's one of my favorites because I like zombies. I don't know why.
You love zombies.
I do. I'm a zombie loving person. I really do love. I actually, before I decided to dress like Carrie, I was going to be a zombie, and I was really going to commit to this. But
I like the different type of dead. Like,
mhm.
if you're gonna come back as like a ghost or something else, a spirit or any other form. You like the physical form.
And you know what? George Romero did his research before he made that movie. He actually went to, I can't think, it was either one of the Caribbean islands or a country in
Mm,
Africa, and he learned what the people who believe in like the Yoruba and voodoo and their
uh-huh.
concept of zombies before he created the movie. He's like, I want this to be, have some truth in it. I want it to be something that's relatable. I want it to be something that's possible because we know that group of people, they do have their form of zombies with their death god, Dembala, the one that Chucky calls on. People that believe
Mm-hmm.
in voodoo, that like he's a real thing, and that's what they
Wait, wait,
use.
wait, wait, wait. As a kid, we used to chant that stuff. So that was for
Oh, that's he's a real god of death in the voodoo religion. Yes.
real. Ain't wrong for that. Got us children over here going off.
Because think about it, in the very first Child's Play movie, the Chucky went back to go see that black guy and ended up killing him because that's the guy who taught him voodoo. So yeah,
Yeah.
George Romero went and studied all of that, and that's when he started. He did the first Night of the Living Dead movie, and that movie actually had a strong male African American lead. He was like
He was a spotlight
the
for
hero.
that.
He was the badass of the movie,
He
and
was
it
carrying
kind of
around that shotgun.
he did he wasn't playing no game. That movie is rememberable for that one lady who sat there and let her daughter sit there and bite her. You know.
But think about it though, you're gonna have those type of people that will be weak to certain things. Like just like in the Walking Dead where you had that little boy that was like, Mama in the beginning because his
Mhm.
mama is vacant and his mama came back. So
Mhm.
just think about the psyche part of it. Like you're seeing them, they're dead, but then they came back. Some people, it might mess them up in the head for real.
No, listen. All right. Okay, let me tell you this. Gotta be real, child. I love y'all, but if y'all die and reanimate, I'm taking
Please.
you out.
I
She
mean,
was
I'm
so
grabbing.
serious.
You better
I
hope I can get a gun or something that can clean cut
I
because
got I got one. I got a couple. How you want to do it? I got a couple guns, couple swords. I'm
oh,
gonna
I'm
let you
right
know.
there with you, boo.
I'm
I'm
chopping
just
heads.
saying. I'm just letting y'all know if that ever come down to a point and I'm with y'all and that happens and I get bit, don't hesitate. Don't say nothing. Just look at me in the eyes and just go. Just
I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna
just
put you
And
down.
we
I
gonna watch
promise.
the time, baby. We don't got time for that.
Mhm.
no, because
I will
I
do it
love y'all
without
enough that I wouldn't
hesitation.
want y'all to even do that to y'all selves. Kill me.
I'm not gonna cling on to your body until your last breath. I'm taking you down, just so you know.
You know I come back to you in spirit form. I'll let you know. I'll tell you thank you.
The Walking Dead has taught me to be zombie apocalypse ready, and actually, there would be no Walking Dead without George Romero, because one of the executive producers and the guy who's over the walkers and everything,
Yeah.
Greg Nicotero, he worked on set with George Romero, so he learned how to make these decaying bodies and the makeups that look believable and what the dead should sound like, what
Did he
how
also
they
do the
how they
school?
move.
Yeah, like the school where how they learn how to move and everything and make the sounds. Didn't
Mhm.
he do that?
Mhm. Yep, he has like the Walker auditions because he wants to think about it. In Walking Dead, they have the zombies in different climates. Like there's some in the rain, they're in the snow, they're in the fire, the ones that's been dead 10 years, the ones that just died, the ones that are like decapitated. So he like does zombies in different elements and forms. So he studied all of that with George Romero and then took that, and that's, how we got The Walking Dead. So that's why George Romero is one of my favorite ones. Because one of my, Night of the Living, no, it's Return of the Living Dead Part 2. That
Isn't that
is
one kind
my
of like a
favorite
little
zombie
funny?
movie. Yes, yes, it was.
Okay,
That
I
was
think I saw. Wait, is that the one
you
where
know
they're
the
like
movie.
in a
Hmm.
bunker and they open up that daggone barrel and it's a zombie inside? Is that the one?
I
Or is
think
that a
that
little?
was the one. That was the one right before, and then that one came after.
Okay,
Hmm.
I kind of like the first one because it was like cheesy but funny and it kind of scared me too now.
That one was too. Return of the Living Dead too. It was cheesy, funny, but like the makeups for the zombies were really creepy, but the movie
Yeah.
was like still fun. And what they actually even had a zombie character that was dressed like Michael Jackson in Thriller in that movie.
They did. They definitely did.
And there was another stupid person in that movie, like when this girl's boyfriend turned, she literally like was just like let him like like come on, you can't bite me,
Take
like I'm
me.
scared. But yeah, stupid people. That's what it had, that bit of fun to it. Cause sometimes when you kind of presenting dark content, you need a little comic relief to get you through it.
Yeah.
And that's what
Right.
Return of the Living Dead did for me. And also, if without George Romero, in his Night of the Living Dead movies, we wouldn't have Thriller, which is like the best music video of all time.
That is true. That is
We
true.
wouldn't have that without George Romero bringing us, and throwing these zombies in our face, and everybody like taking pieces of what he did and making it their own. Also, I want to give a little honorable mention to Wes Craven.
Oh my gosh, Freddy. Like Freddy still haunts me. Nightmare
with
Before Christmas. I said
Freddie,
Nightmare
with
Before Christmas.
with
Nightmare
him,
on
with
Elm
Freddie,
Street.
he did two iconic um horror icons. He got Freddy and we got Ghostface from Wes
That
Craven.
is true.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. Where do you think he got that song from that they would chant like 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, he's at your door. Where do you think they got that from? Cause that's what freaked me out the most. The children just
He
singing that.
he is
It
playing
was it was
outside and he
very
tweeted.
it was very ominous. I wonder if he heard it somewhere and thought that it was creepy.
Yeah, because it was like kids playing, but at the same time that is creepy. Like there's a lot of stuff little kiddos do that's like, ooh, that laughing
And
sound
you know,
crazy.
if you hear that song, somebody about to die.
What?
You know, if you hear that, somebody it's going down. People, Wes Craven had people afraid to go to damn sleep. Okay, Freddy has been alive throughout generations. Like he is one of those horror villains that is not going to die out. Like we're always going to hear about Freddy, and he even brought a new form of horror because once the like late 90s and early 2000s hit, slasher films were the thing, and Wes Craven kind of put himself into that slasher, genre with Ghostface, and it's so funny because Ghostface is still popping up. What was it, a few months ago when they did another Scream movie that had,
Yeah.
we did a live tweet for the new Scream. It was Kiki Palmer and
Was it
who
Paris?
else?
Not Paris, but Paris
I
Jackson.
not Paris.
Yes. Faith and Notorious B.I.G. son was in the movie. Tyga was in the movie, and that was just a few months ago. So Ghostface is still like popping up, and not only did he pop up in Scream because of the Scream movies, then we got the parody of Scary Movie.
Yes. One thing I wanted to bring up about Wes Craven though, that kind of the ones that really scared me, even though Freddy scares me from the beginning of my childhood, I can think about from being 5 years old. Um, the ones where he pretended as though they were like shooting a movie and Freddy came alive through the movie set and the
Was that
girl,
the New Nightmare? It was the New Nightmare.
it was like the one towards the end, the
Hmm.
last made, and that
It
one
was
kind
it
of
was the new
scared
it was the New Nightmare because it had that one lady in it, she was the actress from the movie, and then
me.
he
Yeah,
crossed over into her real life. Yeah, that was some
yeah.
good writing.
Yes, that one freaked me out. And I'm wondering if Wes Craven kind of like was haunted by Freddy. If that's where
He
he got the inspiration to write that.
he did. He was another one that got his inspiration from Freddie from something, and I think it was because of like a combination of his nightmares and him reading about other people and their nightmares and how some people get these psychological disorders from things that they see in their dreams. So he did pull that from like his experiences and other people who develop mental health issues because of insomnia.
Yeah, he was inspired by the young man. He was a teenager, and so he didn't want to go to sleep because he said the monster was trying to kill him in his dreams. And when he finally did go to sleep because they induced it, he ended up dying in his sleep. So that's where he was inspired for Freddy. But I was just saying how he wrote that last movie where it's like it's an actual movie and he comes through the movie set. So it's like I'm wondering
Hmm.
if that was him projecting that Freddy came through to him through what he produced.
Or he was just trying to scare the shit out of us.
But I
Shit.
mean, think about it. If you're a horror writer, and think about it. R.L. Stein did the same thing with the first Goosebumps movie.
True.
Oh yeah, everything came out. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Everything they came out of the pages. R.L. Stein did the same thing. But in Wes Craven's case, I don't.
That's
I
just
don't
me
know.
thinking outside the box, you know.
Frankie didn't get me like that, y'all. You know who got me like that?
Who?
Hellraiser. Hellraiser got me like that.
See, I
His
can't.
old pin cushion.
I can't. I
Honey,
heard when he had this one line in the movie where he told somebody he was gonna rip apart their soul, and I sat and thought about that, and I'm like, that's some real evil stuff.
I don't know
But
what
Like
y'all
he
Desiree,
went
you want to
beyond
know
the
what?
flesh.
Desiree, what character that scared me in Hellraiser? It wasn't Hellraiser himself. It was one of his minions. The one that had like the little
all of
teeth that
it's
was like,
creepy.
huh?
All of it was terrible.
Yes, it was like, ugh, they gave me the creeps. Do
Hellraiser
y'all?
had me not going to sleep at night.
What was the whole thing? Like, was it kind of like a Pandora's box type of theme with
Mhm.
it?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was
Well, see,
thinking.
because they wasn't messing with nobody until you messed with him. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I believe you be.
You want to know
Right.
what kind of I think got inspired by Hellraiser? You remember Wishmaster?
I do.
I
I do.
watched that when it first came out as a kid. I want to say, what was that, about fourth, fifth grade? I
Yeah,
Yeah.
think
that
so.
one. And another,
I,
another weird one that people that it's like not popular, but I know I've seen a couple. The Phantasm movies, the ones with the little balls that got the metal spike in it.
yes, they came at you like ninja things. Like,
It's like
yes.
they throw the balls, and then once they get near you, they have the little knife that come out. And yeah, some
Or
weird movies.
Critters. Who wrote Critters?
I don't know, but I like critters.
We
Oh
getting
yeah, they
all
was,
off subject.
is it? But
Right.
see,
I mean,
these are some
but
more
there's
Fear
so
Fest
many
movies.
horror, yeah,
Yeah.
so many horror movies and writers, producers. Like, there's no way we can cover everybody, but you gotta hit
Yeah.
some of the greats. Like Guillermo del Toro, I love him, and I didn't mention him tonight, but it's so many. There's
Yeah,
like
shout
the
out to Alfred Hitchcock, one of the
right,
first
Yes.
masters of horror.
Jordan Peele.
Oh,
He done fell
a new
into
master
it.
of horror.
Yeah. So
I
like,
love.
what's our next podcast that we're gonna do, K-Bly?
So, while we're in this wonderful month of October, by the way, join our Facebook group, Horror and Hooch, because we will be celebrating every day. Every day, not just every couple of weeks, not just every single day. Um, so, in 2 weeks, we will be going to discuss the most scariest places on earth, the most haunted places on earth. If you guys have any ideas or any places that you've been to or seen, um, post on our page. Drop something in the comment section so that we can like research it and talk about it in 2 weeks. I know me and Mitra lived in Savannah while we were at Savannah State,
Wow.
and Savannah is one of the most haunted
In
places
the
in
United
America.
States.
Yes.
Yes. Like,
Savannah, New Orleans, Charleston, those are probably like the three most haunted cities in America, and we
but you
live.
know what though about those most haunted cities is that their beauty capture you. That is one thing because I'm gonna be honest, I love Savannah and I love Charleston. But
Hmm.
after a while when you get there and get comfortable, them spirits get comfortable with you too and they show themselves.
They do. Savannah's one of the places they have a ghost tour.
I done been all on every one of them.
Yeah. So if you guys have tell us your scariest places on earth if you've been to any. If you know if you're like, hey, I saw this on TV and I watched the documentary about it. Let us know so we can talk about it. Or the TV
Or if
shows
you
that
had
talk about.
experience.
Yep. And if your own house might be the scariest place on earth. Your own house might be haunted. Tell us. We not coming to visit you, but we'll
Oh no. I might let you know what psalm you need to read and might send you some anointing oil.
send you some ghost hunters out there.
Okay, some
Give
Palo
you
Santo.
a little. But yep, 2 weeks we will be talking about haunted houses, haunted graveyards, with asylums, haunted prisons, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Haunted houses
cool.
that there's like a haunted house in Atlanta that's like really famous that people are really scared of. So like, these attractions and like real haunting places. So that's what we're
Yeah.
gonna hit up in 2 weeks. Party coming up. Arttober, you know how we do every year. Check the comment section. Follow the Fifth Wall, Fifth Column, Temper Drinks, Facebook, Instagram, so that you can get information about the Halloween party. Go ahead and get your tickets in advance. And 2 weeks, scariest places on earth. Follow Horror and Hooch Facebook
Yes.
group. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be all month long. And dress up with us. Post your favorite memes, your favorite fall drinks, all of that good stuff. We have everything you need to celebrate Halloween all month long.
Yes. How many more days do we have left? I know you have a countdown back there.
You know what?
Oh,
We got
I'm
27
not.
days, but my
Ooh,
countdown is wrong. Look, my countdown is a little off. We got like 27 days left, and I'm still on
27.
34.
Yeah, about
I'm gonna
27
have it
more days.
together by the next show.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining us tonight for our Masters of Horror. See you later.